Hey, everybody. It's Sunday. It's the last day of the regular season in Major League Baseball. Playoff teams, or at least all set, seedings are still a little bit out there. AL West will be decided today, so that's pretty exciting. So congrats to all the newly minted teams. I was um, after the Brewer game, I was watching the Arizona Houston game. It was kind of an interesting nuance because both teams clinched. Arizona lost, but clinched with I think a combination of well, I think it was just the Reds losing clinched it for Arizona, and then the Astros won, and by winning combined with the Mariners lost, they made the postseason. So you had two champagne celebrations going on at the same time. So that was a pretty fun nuance, I thought. Anyway, I'm playing Immaculate Grade and see what I can do. I guess my last game was I played Immaculate Grid number 3 yesterday. Got a 20 there. Let's see what happens when I refresh. Okay, fair enough. Just do that. All right, cool. So we got 300 saves. That's gonna be our category. Uh A's, Oakland slash Kansas City slash Philadelphia. Uh Although it's not really gonna work with any of those teams. We got the Cardinals there. We got the Mets, the Angels, and the Marlins. Marlins for 300 saves is going to be a little bit of grid buster. I don't think there's going to be a ton of people there. Get the Angels and Mets. All right, a little bit of navigation here. So let's see here. A's and Cardinals. I think I'm going to go Gary Gaetti. Right? I mean, I'm not thinking of like ton. I think Chuck Finley might work, but he's a much more famous Angel. Gary Gaedy's better known with the Twins. So let's pencil him in. See how he does here. Goes less than 1%. Pretty good start. A's Angels. I'm gonna go with someone who's split time during one season in either 99 or 2000. I'm trying to remember which, but um he had 200 hits, and so he'd work for either team for that one season, and that is Randy Velarde. Pencil him in. He goes less than 1%. Let's see here. A's, Mets. Kevin Mitchell will work. He's a good standby. He's pretty famous for the Mets, though, just because he was on that 86 team. Another option would be Kevin Apier, who's a lot more famous for the Angels. Excuse me, for the Royals, but also he played for the Angels, so he would have worked here as well. Um, but I know he played for both teams. Ricky Henderson will work. Cespedes will work. That'll probably be one of the big getters. Before I forget, down here, I'm gonna go Tim Raines because he's not really known for these teams. He goes less than 1%. That's a higher percentage than I was getting out of Tim Raines earlier. So I think that one's catching on a bit. Let's see how Apier does. 0.2%. All right, so I've gone sub 1 on everyone. Looks like I've got an even 2 right now. Let's see here. Cardinals and Mets. I think Vince Coleman popped into Kansas City. Um, Keith Hernandez, pretty significant one there. Won the 79 MVP with St. Louis, was on the 82 World Series team with St. Louis, and then the 86 World Series team with the Mets. Better known as a Met, I think, but he got a lot of his accolades with St. Louis. That's probably going to draw a higher number. Um, yeah, of those, I think I would go with let me just keep thinking on that one. And man, Marlins and Cardinals. I'm not brimming with obvious choices for Marlins and Cardinals either. Mets and Cardinals, I can at least name someone. Marlins and Cardinals. Ooh, that's gonna be that might be a tricky one. Let's move on. For Angels 300 saves, I think the most obscure is actually gonna be Houston Street because he barely got to 300. And he got to 300 saves at a time when 300 saves became like less of a big thing. So, but he had his 140 save season with the Angels, 7%. Let's see, 300 saves. I'm trying to think, did Armando Benitez get there? John Franco definitely works. Randy Myers definitely works. Billy Wagner was a New York Met. Um, I think Rob Nen will work for here. Orozco will not work. I don't think Lee Smith pops into either of these teams. Lee Smith actually might have popped into LA. I'm not sure. Um, Doug Jones, I think, might have also played for the Angels ever so briefly, but he didn't play with either of those other two teams. Let's see. Myers and Franco, Myers, Franco, and Wagner, those are all very successful closers. I want to say Armando Benitez gets there, and he would also work for the Marlins. So would Fernando Rodney, I think, played for the Marlins. Rob Nen, I'm not as sure about, but I kind of think he got there. Oh, who are some other? Go with I mean Eckersley's not going to work. Um, did yeah, Kimbrel hasn't played for these teams. Jansen hasn't played for these teams. They're the active leaders, and they flip back and forth quite a bit. John Wetland never played for either of these teams. I mean, Randy Myers, I guess, was more famous for the Reds and had bigger seasons with the Cubs and the Orioles. He started his career at the Mets though, and was swapped for John Franco. But I think I'm going to go with him. I think Wagner didn't play as long with the Mets, but it was on that really good '06 team, and that's a lot more recent. So that's my rationale here. That's why I'm going to go with Randy Myers. That and I'm not sure on Benitez, but I think I might go with Benitez there. 2%. Okay. That was a lot lower than I was expecting, actually. Let's see here. Cardinals and Mets. Better than Keith Hernandez. Bernard Gilkey will work. That's a name. Had a really big 96 season with the Mets. Him and Lance Johnson. There's a video of it, but I haven't been able to find it. I know I watched it though. I think Jolly Olive might have made it, but I'm not sure. I've tried to find it before though, and get a post. Okay, so he takes 2%. We might have to really dance around the horn here. Um, I will go. I'm gonna go Benitez. Here's the thing: if Randy Myers at 2%, I think Randy Myers would be a lot higher if Benitez didn't get it, if that makes sense. My rationale here is, even though I'm not certain, 100% certain on Benitez getting to 300 saves, I think he almost would have had to, because otherwise Myers would be a higher percentage. But if he's splitting, I think a lot of people have selected Benitez for this one. Benitez also played for the Marlins and had a monster year. I think '04 time frame, over 40 saves, sub 2 ERA. So I think that's who we go with. Oh, I hope he works. Oh, he doesn't work. All right. So I should go on maybe Rob Nen. I think will work. Bummer. All right. I thought my logic was impeccable and it was quite peccable. Let's try to get a Cardinal Marlin then. How about okay, I got one. I'll go with Terry MVP Terry Pendleton, who's burned me before. Well, I burned myself by not knowing the status of his Silver Slugger history, but he played for both teams. He gets 2%. So I had a 15 other than that one. So Rob Nen takes 42%. Okay. Is there an easy way to do this? I thought people had mentioned that. Yeah, never mind. Let's just sort here. That doesn't make things better. All right, let's just find the Mets. Um, so what is that? That's K-Rod. K-Rod, I should have gotten, played for the Mets, didn't even mention it. Um, Cincinnati, Houston, John Franco, who I did mention. I'm looking, I got a pretty good percentage out of Randy Myers, so I'm really looking for Florida here. Um, Hoffman works. That's right. Hoffman played there. Nen played there. Who the heck is that? Todd Jones. I probably should have come up with Todd Jones. I think I knew in the back of my mind that he got there. I have to also search for Miami. Fernando Rodney. I think I mentioned Fernando Rodney. Man, he hits a lot of teams. I should use Fernando Rodney more. And I should especially remember him as a 300 save guy, which means that Benitez didn't get there. Let's find out how many Benitez finished with, just to see how close I was. 289. Benitez. All right. Well, that's it's on him for not becoming a closer faster. But I guess it was kind of on Randy Myers for blocking him in Baltimore, so he couldn't become a closer faster. I'm actually impressed. He had 9 saves in this season. This 97 season is when Randy Myers had 45 saves, finishes fourth in both the Cy Young and the MVP voting. Monster year for Randy Myers. Second last year for Randy Myers. But somehow Benitez gets in there and gets 9 saves. That's pretty impressive. Anyway, didn't have the best game, but 300 saves, little bit of a landmine there. So we'll live and learn and move on to the next one. Thanks so much for playing and love the scores and the subscription and all that. So thanks. Keep that coming. Peace.